I put $9,000 into an algorithmic trading software, and over the last 6 months, this is what's happened. Before I get into the results, I think it's a bit important for you to understand exactly how this software works and what's the name of this software. Now, the way that it works is pretty easy. So you buy this license and you attach it to your brokerage. And the moment you do so, this software will execute trades based off certain criteria that's embedded to code. And when this criteria is met, trades are triggered. You don't have to do anything outside of checking in on the account to make sure everything is running smoothly. In terms of executing trades, exiting trades, managing them with take profits and stop losses, the software will do all of that. And the name of this software is called the DALIO. So far, I've really enjoyed my experience using the DALIO for 2 reasons. The first reason, it has a built-in basket stop loss. So if anything was to happen to my account, at a certain percent loss or drawdown, it'll automatically close out all the trades, protecting the overall capital inside of the account. That's the number one reason. The second reason why I like the DALIO bot is because it has a hedging mechanism. And this means it'll essentially take 2 positions on the same exact pair, meaning it could be long GBP USD and short GBP USD simultaneously. So this way it has a hedging mechanism. If you don't know what hedging is, it's basically offsetting a certain position. So say you have a bunch of buys in on Bitcoin, putting a short position in on Bitcoin would hedge the position of the buys if Bitcoin was to go to the downside. That's essentially what it hedges, and that's what's happening with this algorithm. Now let's look at the data to see how many trades and the performance that has happened over the last 6.5 months since I started this account. Mind you, I started the account with only $9,954. And now, let's look at the data. As you can see here is the DALIO bot. This license is purchased from Nurp, of course. The broker that I'm using is Monaxa, and my leverage is 1 to 200. So far, since I started the account, it's sitting at 38.38% gain. And the weird thing is, when I started the account, it took me some time to get used to setting it up. And there was a bug in the very beginning, so I actually didn't even have it trading. It was paused. So technically, this software did not start trading until August. Its first real trading days were back on July 20th, so there was only a few days of actual trading, and during that time, it didn't really find any positions. August was the first full month in which the software really scaled in positions and started trading very often. As you can see, my daily change is 0.15%. My monthly gain is 4.66%. And the max drawdown that I've experienced is 11.20%, which seems quite crazy. But the cool thing is I have a baked in stop loss at 20%. So worst case, I will hit a 20% stop loss, but the account has already done 18%. So essentially, I'm just losing house money, in which I don't technically have until you sell it and actually receive it in your bank account, because until then, everything in my eyes is unrealized. As you can see, the account was started with $9,954, and the current balance is sitting at $13,769.64. To the right over here, we have the whole equity curve. So the red line is actually the reflection of the balance. So it's the account balance. And the yellow line underneath is just the equity curve. So this is taking into account all the unrealized drawdowns and also the unrealized profits. The only thing that is reflecting the true account balance is the red line. But with that being said, you could actually see on this yellow line the times where there was drawdowns. As you can see, the first one was on August 2nd, sitting at a 5% drawdown. The next one was September 23rd, sitting at a 5.5% drawdown. Again, happening on October 9th, then again on October 29th, and then shortly after November 1st. The next one happened on December 18th. And currently, if you look, you could see a deviation between the yellow line and the red line, which current date is January 12th of 2025. You could see that gap in between. That is the difference in which is unrealized. So right now I am in a slight unrealized drawdown, but my account balance has not reflected it because none of the trades are actually closed, meaning the account balance never took a loss. Now the total profit for this account thus far is sitting at $3,818. If we scroll a bit down to the advanced statistics, this is where we can see a couple of the really cool stats. Now, since I started this account, it's already done over 1,000 trades, taking 1,454 trades. Its profitability is sitting at 71%, meaning it lost 29% of trades. Now, what that looks like in terms of numbers, it won 1,000 437 trades out of the 1,400. So it really only lost 417 trades, which to me is extremely good. In fact, so good that if we just peek over to the profit factor, this will show how much we are earning per our risk. So as you can see, my number is 2.17, meaning for every single dollar I've risked, I've gained $2 in exchange, which is an extremely healthy profit factor. This is something I like to look at when I'm looking at different algorithms and trying to deem them worthy of using. If you want to know how the profit factor works, it shows how many times the gross profit sum of all the winning trades exceeds the gross loss sum of all losing trades. The higher the value, the better, of course. And across the 1,400 plus trades it's taken, that is giving us 6,220 pips. And if you don't know what pips are, it's basically how the foreign exchange market measures its fluctuations. Our best trade ever taken on the account happened on January 2nd, which gave us a total of 361 pips, which is absolutely insane for an algorithm to swing that many pips and capture it in an individual trade. Our average trade length is sitting at 4 days, meaning the moment it enters a trade, on average, it'll take 4 days for this trade to see it cycle through, meaning for it to enter and exit the trade, whether it be a win or a loss. It's an average of 4 days. Of course, there are trades that take a little bit longer and trades that end up being a lot shorter. Now, if we scroll down, we could see all of my monthly performance. As you could see in June, that's basically when I sent the money over to the brokerage with this license. No trades were taken. As you can see, we're sitting at 0%. July, remember, it started in the very end of July, so it wasn't able to take many trades. In August, it had its first full month of trading, which was 8%. September, 5.17%. October, 9.77%. November is 4.56%. December is 2%, and right now, January of 2025, we're sitting at 3.31%. And like I said, today is only the 12th, so we still have half of the month. Maybe we can close this out at a double, or maybe I could lose all the profits. I don't know. But what I do know is since I've started the account, it's been extremely effective in helping my portfolio perform during any market conditions because it has a market neutral strategy behind it. As you can see so far, the account has been extremely active, and I'm very excited to see what the remainder of 2025 has in store. I'm looking to potentially get this account to $20,000 so I could pull out my initial investment of about $10,000. This way, the way that the account goes doesn't really matter to me because all of it is house money. I already covered my initial investment, and that is the number one thing I always say anyone should do. Of course, none of this is ever financial advice, but I like to say what I'm doing and what I would do so you can make the best educated decisions. Now, if you want to find out more about this software, if you go to the comments, there is a pinned comment right there, and that will get you straight to the team so you can speak to someone on the phone to see if this software is something that you would actually potentially like to try out in your very own portfolio. I believe they'll even offer you some type of demo to get started, so this way you could try it out before you make an actual decision. And if you just want to find out more without having to go on the phone, the description has a link. Click it and you can explore throughout the page to find out some information that may be helpful for you. And if not, you just found this interesting and you want to keep tracking this journey with me, I appreciate you. Please leave me a like, comment, and or subscribe. And like always, my friends, peace.